And then when we got pregnant, we were just like, well, this is the perfect time to go try it out.
We got 2 kids, we got families, you know what I'm saying? Your perspective got to change on life.
I knew I would get something that I couldn't get in the States. What I'm walking away with, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for real. She said just pass it along.
I think I asked you already about having a baby out here. But y'all are leaving soon. But how has your visit been? How has...
I came here because I knew I would get something that I couldn't get in the States. But I got so much more than what I even could have imagined. From the community embracing us from day one to the midwifery care, even Dr. Felix, like, never thought I'd be comfortable with a male OB. Very comfortable with him from the day I met him. And just coming here and really learning what rest is more than what I thought. It really isn't just like not doing anything. It really is like a mental state. And like really like physically leaning into rest. It was different than what I ever could have imagined. So I really came here because I knew I wanted good postpartum care.
Okay.
And that's what I got. I got so much more than that. But I came here for what I wanted and I got it. So I'm very, very grateful. And the mangoes are great.
What, like, was there like an ad or what made you see like Mexico where you wanted to have a baby?
Well, because we were already in the process of thinking about living here. And then when we got pregnant, we were just like, well, this is the perfect time to go try it out.
Right.
I really don't think it was anything we did. I don't know, like it was just what we were supposed to do.
I see.
I feel like we were just called to come here. But we already wanted to live here. So it's kind of like, you know, with having the baby and him being a citizen and then we can get residency. Right. It was kind of like, well, why not start there?
Right.
And then whatever we want to do after that, it already is like put into motion.
In motion, yeah. So what would you give your stay in Merida, like 1 out of 10?
So, I mean, if I'm thinking of it not surface-wise, 10. I could do without the ants.
The ants?
And the mosquitoes. The heat is a little...
The heat, yeah.
It's interesting, but we got used to it.
Heat is interesting, yeah.
But what I'm walking away with, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for real.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, I would love some AC in my living room, but that's just...
Oh, that's
just our housing situation. But
so what would you say, like, for someone coming out here, what would you say would be like a tip or something you wish you had done differently, or maybe a mistake you made, something that they could learn from?
I mean, unless you have the financial situation to rent a car while you're here, be prepared to spend money on ride shares.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not expect that. I don't know what I thought. How we was going to get around or anything. We did not prepare for that part, the transportation.
That was a good expense. Once we got here and we immediately bought transportation, it made a huge difference.
So, yeah, prepare for that, transportation. I don't know if I made any mistakes.
You said you would have liked AC in the living room. Because I was on
Housing-wise, okay. Yeah. Housing-wise, okay. I didn't know that this time of year was really hot.
Oh, yeah.
So that was my one mistake, was picking a very hot location for the birth of my child.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, we made it through. So I would say definitely, depending on what time of year, know when it's going to be hot, what climate it's going to be, and pick your house accordingly. Because if it's hot here, you might want a pool. And if it's hot here, you definitely want to have AC in your main living space. We don't have AC in our main living space, so we kind of have to, certain parts of the day, we're either outside or in the bedroom or things like that. We have to kind of plan where we are in the house.
That's true. That's true. Okay.
Other than that, we're easy going, so it was low maintenance for us.
This is the man right here. Got the family out in Merida, you know. Had the new one. Congratulations again.
Thank you, thank you.
So it's a beautiful thing. But I just want to talk to you about like why you left the U.S. or what your plans are for the future, how your stay was in Merida, stuff like that.
Okay, so first question, why did we leave the United States? there's a lot going on right now.
Yes.
How deep you want to go? Like,
Well,
how much time we got?
We can just like brush over everything, because I feel like I want people to understand everybody's leaving for different reasons. But like, it's honestly a very similar reason for the most part. Like, people just kind of tired of the U.S., like all the weirdness.
There's a lot of weirdness. All right, I'm gonna try and brush it.
Go as deeper as
you know how we get, bro.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like you know, versus where we are now, we got 2 kids, we got families. You know what I'm saying? So it's like your perspective got to change on life, or as far as how you walk this life. We want to be here for a good time and a long time.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, if you do it right, you can be here for a good time, healthy. Just talk about, you know what I'm saying, the whole body, the whole anatomy, right? And I want to be able to have my whole anatomy right, and that's part of the reason why I left. You know, so the Israel-Palestine thing is scary, because there's a lot going on. If you go change your money out right now, you see how the dollar's being affected, right? September was 20 to $1. I think right now it's like 16 or 17. It's fluctuating.
Yeah.
The peso's going to kill you a little bit, because our economy is down. 2020, bought our house in the middle of COVID at 3.5% interest rate.
But y'all were in Philly, right?
Yeah.
Y'all were in the city or on the outskirts?
Nah, we're not in Center City, but we're in the city. Like, we're in Philadelphia, like Philadelphia.
Okay.
So we're not in Center City. We're in Northeast. Gentrification has made the city kind of interesting. I live in an area where I used to get pulled over all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying, it's predominantly Irish, Italian area. Now, unfortunately, because of gentrification, North Philly's where Temple is, West Philly's where University of Penn and Drexel is, so they moved the hood out of the hood, and now the hood's trying to reconvene and find themselves, and because of that, every other area in Philly is now open zone. So what used to be, a good part of Philly, it's just Philly now. Philly not Philly no more. Like, there used to be, you know how back in the day we had rules, like you had like a certain code, like certain areas was like, you remember the video Summertime by Will Smith? It was shot at a park called the Plateau. We call it the Plat. That used to be a spot back in the day. You could roll up, you take your lady there, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just like, you know what I'm saying, you do your business and everything. It's cool, copacetic. Like, you know what I'm saying, like, there's certain parts of the city where it was like, certain organizations made sure like there's like a peace treaty almost. But these youngins right now, like, the top shooters are not even 18 yet. Let me repeat that. The top shooters are not even 18 yet. Like, you got serial killers that are still in high school. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you drive a Kia and somebody break into your car, you might find a high school badge or a laptop in your car. There's high school kids that's doing all this stuff now. It's a safety thing, like, going back to why we left, because, like, I remember when the Coastie was this size, I was going to sleep just like this, and I heard, like, 13 shots go off. Mind you, where I live, again, is a predominantly white area, predominantly, right? But it used to be, like, say, predominantly it was, like, 80-20. Now it's more like 60-40, right? I love my people, love to be around my people, but when your neighbor catching bodies right next to you, and only, say 13 shots went off and only 4 hit a person, those other 9 bullets don't got no eyes, and they're liable to hit anybody else. Mind you, one of the people he shot wasn't even a person he was looking to shoot. It happens more than you think. 70% of people who get shot in Philly aren't the target. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And Atlanta, I think, is more like mistaken identity. Like, somebody will see you, they got a problem with somebody else that look like you, and then and it's like, you weren't even the person.
Bro, watch this. 3 of my friends got murdered last month.
Sheesh.
2 in West Philly. So I done found out before I did.
That's
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got a whole clothing line I was telling you about. Like, right before COVID, one of those persons who passed inspired me to start my clothing line, because he had a clothing line. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was like one of those type situations. Like, I grew up in Kingston, not to get killed in Philly. Like, how do you leave Kingston and you in Philly and it's acting like that? And it goes both ways, because then you also got the cops to worry about too. Like, it's so many times I've been on FaceTime with my mom, with wifey, and it go down, and and I'd be like, yo, I gotta call you back because it's about to go down. Like, it's just one of those type of situations, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And here is a whole different situation. Like, everybody speaks good morning. Like everybody say buen dia. No problems with like very specifically Merida. Like you're not gonna have no issues with no cops, no issues with no people. You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard a gunshot in 90 days since I've been here.
So
like,
this is a good segue into like your stay here. So how long have you been here?
So creeping up on, let's say 10 weeks.
10 weeks?
March
okay.
10th, April 10th.
So y'all didn't plan to stay for good. Y'all planned to kind of dip in, dip out.
Well, we've been in and out since 2018.
Okay.
Like I'm saying, I remember I was telling you, Tulum back in the day in 18, our Airbnb was $17 a night. Came back in 19, the Airbnb was like $30 a night, and that came with like a pool in like a private pool for the little spot. And the rental, like they were selling properties for like $30,000-$50,000, brand new renovations. You know that you can't find nothing out here for $30,000-$50,000.
Like that. No.
So you see how Mexico has it's actually one of the top tourist spots, but also like I've always felt like a sense of like peace here. Like I'm saying, I've only had like one situation where I was upset. Like I told you when I was in Playa del Carmen, I knew the cops was about to run down on my pockets. You know the vibes, like you know what I'm saying, like well basically, but it wasn't one of our faults. It was an American. He knocked out a Mexican person outside of a club. My Airbnb was right next to the club. And I seen the cop, you know, I seen him like run down on 2 people's pockets before he came to me. But I'm so engulfed in the conversation I'm having. I'm like, I ain't worried about it. I ain't do nothing. And long and short, what's it called? The bellboy at my Airbnb/hotel, he basically told the cop like I was off limits, and I love that because like you know what I'm saying, where you gonna get somebody that's gonna do that for you? That don't happen in the States, like you know what I'm saying. That had just been your cash.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, thank you for my dinner. Thank you for paying for my kids' lunch for the weekend. This, so going, you know, I said 18, 19 is a whole different situation.
Yeah.
We came out here 2 years ago for the first time. Like I did Merida. We were staying out in Concal at the time.
Okay.
We went to Isamel, we went to Progreso for the first time. Chichen Itza, like, you know, so we saw what this was 2 years ago and we're like, oh, we gotta come back. And we also like every time we came out, we're seeing more and more us, like a lot more brothers like here, like you know what I'm saying. And when you kind of realize, oh, this is the safest city in Mexico, it's like, wait, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then you look at the lifestyle, like everything's easy going, it's chill, it's not no problem. The only mistake I made was not getting adamant about a fully remote job 2 years ago. Otherwise, I wouldn't have to leave. Okay.
So really, it's just a financial aspect, the sustainability aspect of it is why you're leaving. Like, if you had a remote job, you would stay.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
So, like, how much money did you start out with as far as, like, coming out here? Like, would you have more next time? Would you, like, what would be a price point of how much money you would bring out here to just stay? Let's say 3 months.
If you live within a certain means, you're not living above your means, easily $3,000 a month. So 3 months, well, 9 bands. Whew.
Yeah. You could live good.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking about it. I don't got a car, so DD, so everything's like also location. Like,
location is big for price.
Because like you gotta look at it like what your rent is versus mine. Like I got a 3-bedroom for $500, but I got a local type home.
Yes.
Right? I don't have a modern home. So I'm living with the locals.
Yeah.
But I also sleep with my door wide open.
Right.
Like I'm staying on the first floor. Like, you know, like no problem.
Yeah.
You know, my beers at OXXO is $1.50.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My groceries for the month is about $200-$300.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? Now when Nicosi was going to school, it was like, oh, that's okay. When Nicosi was going to school, I think just in Didi's, we were paying. If I dropped him off and went back, so I only did 2 trips, that was $20 a day. If I dropped him off, went back home, went to pick him up, came back home, that was $40 a day. Like, you know what I'm saying? So take that into consideration.
Yeah, because y'all were actually pretty far from the school.
Think about where we are now.
Yeah.
Think about everything compared to where school is.
So let me ask you about the baby, man.
What's up?
That's what a lot of people want to know. What was y'all's decision, like, what was your decision process like for having a baby out of Mexico? Like, were you thinking about it a long time ago or something just popped up? Like, what was it as far as having a baby out here?
Yeah, it's crazy. Before COVID happened, I was trying to do Italy before this happened, like back like 2019 when the Dollar House program first hit. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah. No, the Dollar House program. Yeah, like where you get a house and you can build it up
for $1. Yeah, so I was going to do that, and basically what happened was COVID happened, and Italy became the #1 spot for COVID at one point. So they really shut it down, but also it's far. Yeah. Like that's not as close, like right now it's easy to get back to the States. Yeah, get back home real fast. Like if I gotta go back to my mom, I'm saying I'm also like still close to my pops or whatever.
Okay, so Italy was the plan at first.
At one point, yeah.
But it was only because of the Dollar House program.
Yeah, because you gotta think about we're in our 30s. We gotta retire in 30 years. We got 30 years to figure this out. Ain't nobody trying to work forever, right? Yeah. And I looked at it like, like that's what similar to Merida, and that's why Namako was born here, because through Mexico we'll get a residency here. He's already a citizen. We can get citizenship in Fremont. We can also get citizenship in Spain. Yeah. That European citizenship is essential because, again, going back to our economy, we owe Israel a lot of money. We owe a lot of people a lot of money. $1 trillion deficit. The reality is, I can turn a new leaf, and you see this type of lifestyle. It's very similar in Spain. It's very similar, and I want to be able to kind of indoctrinate that for my family, not only just my kids and my wife, but like also for my parents, if I can do it in time, right? Like, I'm saying they work so hard, so it's like, why not try and like make sure they're good as well? And the gun laws in Europe, it's a lot different than the gun laws in the United States. They don't got no guns in these streets, like, you know what I'm saying? Where
did you hear about with the baby? Like, was it through friends, through like what? How did you hear about it? Having a baby in Mexico.
So when we first found out we was pregnant, I think Zana was researching where, because Nkosi was supposed to be an at-home birth. Zana got diagnosed with preeclampsia in that first pregnancy, and so we weren't able to do the at-home birth. And once we realized everything was good here, like this was like something that she was like interested in, because we were scared that if we stayed in the States, because we didn't get diagnosed with preeclampsia until the end, like probably a month before Nkosi got here. Here, it's more of it's natural first, medicine next. Yes. In the States, it's policy, procedure, policy, and the policies ain't really in our benefit. It's not even to protect the doctor first. It's first to protect the hospital, then to protect and what it means by protect the hospitals, protect their assets, protect their funds. After protecting their funds, then it's okay, let's protect the doctors. Then it's protect the patients. Here, it's protect the patients first. Money is not it's not like, money is something, but it's not the only thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Quoted Lil Wayne right there. It kind of opened our eyes into, hey, what we can actually be able to do, and what we were able to do, what we actually had with Namako, we wouldn't have gotten the States. Like that at-home birth experience, I'll never forget. Yeah. That shit.
I already know, man. I've had two. I already know that thing, man. The first, it brought me to my knees, bro. I was crying. I could not speak. It's never happened to me before. It was beautiful. I understand.
Like that's how it was. So even with Nkosi in the hospital, that's how it was with him. Because it was like our firstborn. But I felt like I was in shock with Namako, so I was going through the motions. Mind you, I think I woke up 30 minutes before he got here. Oh yeah. I was at your house first. You already called it. You're like, I've seen that dance before. You got to do this move next. And this one's like, oh no, everything's fine. And then 3 a.m. 3:02 on the money. This one says, oh, I'm here.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. But I think also, so I asked you why you're here, how your stay was. So stay is positive. Any negatives that you had, like finding things, food, anything? No. Okay.
I'm sad I gotta leave.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm still applying. I have a job that's gonna pay me pretty well in the States, and I'm still applying to jobs that's gonna pay me less to stay here. Because, like I said, money is important, but it ain't the only thing.
Yeah, no, I totally
money is everything, but it ain't the only thing. Like,
it's too, like, you can have, your family can have a good life. Your family can, your kids can be safe and happy and have friends. It's beautiful.
Like, with the community in the village that Donna has here, there's less black people here than in the States. And I feel like we got more of a village here for her than we do back in the States. You know what I'm saying? That we've been in North Carolina and we've been in Philly. So, like, Philly is a little different because we grew up there, but also, like, what do you trade off? Like, yeah, we were around people we know, but we can also catch a stray. You know what I'm saying?
Catch a stray.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Or worse, like, you know.
Or an intentional.
The ones that, sometimes the ones that's close to you, so you know, the one that's closest to you might, not you don't hate to think that, but, you know, frenemies is definitely a thing. We talked about that.
Yeah.
And, you know, frenemies is a thing. And so, like, I'm looking at it like, how can I protect them? And that's the reality. I left Jamaica for protection, like, for safety. And when you realize, like, wait, it's not that much safer. Like, actually, like I'm saying, it's actually arguably on par with each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? My dad, my dad, he came up from Kingston, and he was scared to come here because propaganda is a real thing. So all over the world, they talk about El Chapo, cartel. And my dad is thinking that's where you came here to. And, you know, my dad lives in Kingston. So, water?
All right, guys, so that was the interview. I'm going to try to do more interviews with other families so you get more perspectives on, like, who's out here, what kind of things are going on. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you didn't, you know, dislike it. If you did, thumbs up. Also just made a GoFundMe, so if you want to help in that way, feel free. Thanks for watching the video. Appreciate everything.